Hello everyone. Before we begin this video proper, I wanted to show a couple of benchmarks on my brother's old build. This was an FX 8150 8-core processor from AMD with 24 gig of RAM that was mismatched. It was actually a couple of 8 gig sticks and a couple of 4 gig sticks with an SSD drive and 4 3 terabyte SATA 3 drives in RAID 10, as well as an AMD Radeon RX 5700. And we ran Cinebench multi-core, Cinebench single-core, and Userbench, and we'll fast forward through all this and then we'll let you watch the results. So let's go ahead and do that. Hello everyone. We decided we're going to rebuild my brother's PC, and I decided I would make a video out of doing that. I haven't mentioned this on the channel or on YouTube or on the Twitter account or anywhere else, except I said there might be a surprise video. That's all I said. This is it. We're building a computer for my brother. He was running a FX 8150 8-core processor. Do you know the speed on that?
3.5, I think.
Yeah, that sounds about right. And it had 24 gig of DDR3 RAM, and then the RX 5700 graphics card. Which, if that processor isn't bottlenecking that graphics card, then the slot that is in definitely was, making it perform slower than it needed to. We're going to fix that problem, because the only things we're keeping the case, we're keeping the hard drives, we're keeping the power supply.
And the video card.
And the video card.
The video card's a nice video card.
But we're getting Asrock B450 Pro 4 motherboard, an AMD Ryzen 5 2600, and 32 gig of RAM, which, given that this is a couple of 16 gig sticks, he can upgrade that to 64 if he really wants to. It's overkill, but I did it in mine, so. That is, what is that?
That is a SATA card. There's only 4 SATA slots on the motherboard, and he has 6 hard drives. So we need this. Goes into a PCIe slot. We need this to run 2 of the hard drives, specifically the SSD and the optical drive.
Yeah, I'm not even sure that was hooked up. Was that hooked up previously?
The optical drive? No.
Yeah, I didn't think it was. It's in the machine. It was powered on, but it wasn't plugged in. We're going to need that. So let's pull that out, set it aside, and make sure we forget to put that in the machine. Does anybody use the disc that comes with their new hardware, ever?
Now, anybody that knows how to build also knows how to download.
Yeah.
You would think, anyway.
And if you've watched my previous videos, you know I know how to build. This won't be the only build video you'll get. And if this ruins the illusion of my cartoon character that I have the mascot for this channel, sorry, I'm an actual person, not a dog.
Oh well. We'll let that go for now.
Yeah, this is going to be a nice upgrade for Adam.
Yeah.
Really nice. Onboard video that we're not going to use. No, didn't see onboard, no onboard sound. Oh wait, it does have, never mind. I was looking in the wrong place.
And I was going to say there's cutouts for it in the back. So it should be there. Okay, I think I got that in. I'm not sure because I'm having to reach, and
Did you remember,
I'm an old guy. What?
Did you remember to grab the
Thermal paste? Yep.
Yes.
It's over there with the popsicle stick.
Yeah.
We always recommend that you put the processor into the motherboard before putting the motherboard into the case. It just makes life a lot easier having done it both ways.
Yeah, it really does. And this, I think you said, has RGB lighting on this cooler.
I think it does.
I'm not a fan of RGB lighting, but Adam had an RGB fan in it previously.
And liked it.
And liked it for whatever reason. You do you, you know.
There's lots of people that do like the RGB lighting, and that's fine.
Yeah. Looking at that, I'm not so sure.
So we're going to save him from it because I ain't pulling it off the other motherboard. Do you really want to pull it off the other motherboard? I would agree with you. I'm not so sure either.
Yeah. It has a thermal pad on the bottom of it, though.
Yeah, I already got a fingerprint in it.
Yeah, so did I. Oops.
There's 3 places in our house where everything goes. 1 is the workbench, 2 is the stairs, and 3 is the kitchen table. We're using 2 out of 3 right now.
That's stuck in there good.
Easy.
That's stuck in there good, isn't it?
Be very easy.
Yeah. All right, line up the triangle.
Scary stuff.
Okay, so now the bracket that's on there needs to come off, correct?
That's what we think.
We usually don't use stock coolers, but we already spent what, $600 on this project?
Yeah.
Total?
Well, by the time we get Corey shipped, we will.
Yeah. He will appreciate it. It's not going to be anything high end. It'll be a whole bunch of parts taken from this with more RAM. Okay. You have the coolant.
Doesn't need much.
Yeah, I was going to say it doesn't need much because that's already got some on it, but now, do we put the thing in there or next, or do we put the RAM in next?
I put the RAM in next. But that's a personal choice.
Do you know which of the 4 slots it's supposed to go in?
I'd put it in 1 and 3 and not worry about it.
There. I think I got it. I hope I got it. I got it in what I assume is 1 and 3. Either that or it's in 2 and 4.
Yeah. Either way, it'll work fine. And you are, I was correct, it is 1-3.
Okay. Now. Oh, there's the skizzers. Oh,
Every day you're back in the post away.
So what next? Power supply or
Power supply, I think.
all this front end crap?
Well, it might be easier to get to the front end crap now.
Okay, so let's do the front end crap then. I did not take the 3 SSDs that Adam's got in here out.
Yeah.
So power supply next?
Power supply next.
Where is the power supply?
Here, boy. And while we're on the subject of waste, I hate screwless cases. You're really only going to do this once. You might as well button things down solid. And you can't do that with the screwless technology that we have today. They just don't feel solid at that point. It's about all you can get.
Yeah, you had one for your old build with the blue things that went on the side of the hard drives.
Yeah. That broke because they were so brittle.
That ain't going anywhere. Let's plug this bad boy into the motherboard.
Yeah, remember the CPU power also. And Adam, if you happen to watch this, we're not running the power cable through the back because we'll never get the back onto this again if we do.
Yeah. Now we're going to take a break.
We're going to take a break.
Well,
Allow us to change batteries and things like that.
all right. So next up, video card.
Video card.
This is an RX 5700. He did tell me he wants to flash the BIOS on this thing, which you can do with the 5700. You can flash 5700.
You've got to take screws out first.
You can flash 5700 XT BIOS onto it, if you did not know that. Unfortunately, I don't have any games modern enough, at least not on JAWS, where I can install it on this one freely. To test this build thoroughly, the closest I have is Metro Last Light Redux.
Okay, provide power to the video card.
That's these, right?
That's correct.
Alright, we got that plugged in. Now we need to plug in hard drives, right?
Yeah, sounds reasonable.
In your way, poison in your soul, poison in your brain. This world is bad and evil. You are not to rise. Thousands go to Jericho. We only need some better guys. I am here to stay and go my way. You will never be able to lead me astray. I got my own creed. Defend the fort, the luck and true. This ball is full of lies. I take things like they come. I know they don't come twice.
I originally set his machine up in RAID 5, then did some study on it and found out that you're wasting your time putting RAID 5 on 3 terabyte drives, because by the time it gets one of them rebuilt, it'll destroy another one and you'll just lose your array. So we put them in at RAID 10. Some people call it 1 plus 0, some people call it 0 plus 1. We call it RAID 10.
Little motherfucker.
That's one of these cases that was half thought out. They provided the place to go through the case with the power wire so that you could do a nice job of cable maintenance. But they screwed up and didn't give you extra room with the back of the case.
What? Where did they see it? 1, 2, 3. Where's the fourth one? There it is. 4. So these are the 4 that plug into the motherboard, right?
Correct. Because those are the ones we're going to raid.
Oh God, it's underneath the video card.
What is?
The Zeta.
Well, of course they are. They had to save space somehow. Okay, now these power cables need to go through the case to the back after you put the card back in. Sorry.
People are waiting for rock and follow.
You need total, I believe, 5 that go through to the other side of the case.
Why 5?
I thought the front panel power was Zeta.
It is?
Yeah.
This time is right and we won't let us fight with fear. You have been waiting so very long, waiting up here. Feel the sound of a great heavy sound in the air. And this is the groove we are rocking and rolling for you. For you. Rock! Waste on rock!
Ooh, he's gonna cheat. I can see it coming. I think it's a good idea. Go through here.
Yeah.
That's cheating, and I like it. It might reach that way.
Rock and roll tonight.
on the motherboard does this shit plug in?
Up here, next to the ATX plug-in. So the USB ports all work, the audio doesn't.
Yeah, the front panel audio doesn't.
Who cares?
Okay, so now we got to figure out how the fuck front panel power works.
Well, I think you got to pull it off to check that, don't you? Okay, it should be the power for this guy is what we're looking for. And I thought he told me it was a 15-pin SATA power connector.
I don't know. I wasn't there.
Well, technically, I wasn't either. I like the liberal use of globs of hot glue. Always a sign of excellence.
Yeah. Okay, so we're ready for smoke test?
Well, except for we don't have a monitor, keyboard, or mouse.
Yeah, we can get those.
But yeah, I think so. On LED and S5, whatever.
GNB HD audio. And we couldn't get that to hook up. Fucking cable wasn't long enough.
Yeah, but it's still hooked up to the back.
Is he running audio through that, or is he running audio through his HDMI on his
HDMI.
Then he doesn't need that anyway.
Storage configuration. RAID mode. Hot plug.
We're gonna RAID these 4 hard drives into what, RAID 10?
Mm-hmm.
They're 3 terabyte, aren't they?
Yeah. So they end up with close to 6.
Yeah, that'll be plenty for him. He's got a lot more on his server that he built.
Okay, that's storage.
CPU configuration, Super I/O.
Serial port. When was the last time we needed a serial port? It was probably for a mouse.
Yeah, my 486 has a serial mouse thing on it. I think that's the last one when we built that. What all are you wanting to do in here? Easy RAID installer. You can control the RGB that isn't in this machine from here.
Please insert support CD.
Oh, it actually wants the CD-ROM? I am fixed that.
To your USB storage device.
Okay, that... What?
So what it's doing is it's setting up for Windows. I don't know why. I'm not going to do that right now.
There, the disk is in it. Not sure what all you're doing in the BIOS.
Well, I'm just looking at a few things. Let's see, we'll do that at runtime. We'll hit the USB.
Yeah, you want that to temporarily be the main.
Oh, it really doesn't matter. There's nothing on the other drives anyway. Why does it say AHCI? Maybe because I haven't saved and rebooted.
They haven't been wiped. I mean, it's not going to recognize because he had the.
It's half of a RAID.
The SSD was set up in a RAID with another SSD. Don't ask me why. You'd have to ask my brother. I've never tried it before. I don't know if it would do any good.
Now, the scores from User Benchmark seemed to indicate it was horrible. Okay, that's not how you do it. I remember running into this with my keyboard, with my build.
Hey, we have a winner.
Well, no, I had that. It's, how do I change this? It's not enter.
It doesn't say, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Great.
I remember running into this. I just don't remember what the answer was. Do you?
Are we going to have to look at that fucking QR code?
Oh, God, anything but that. And you'll go to that QR code, and there it'll be, and it'll tell you, this sets the boot order.
Is it plus or minus? Nope. That isn't it.
Home, end. Doesn't do anything. Let's try double clicking. No, that didn't work.
That probably just said, oh, we'll boot from this.
It bothers me that I don't see the optical drive or the SSD.
They're both plugged into the same thing.
Yeah, I know. But shouldn't I be able to boot from the SSD?
I don't know. Windows 10 has always been weird about recognizing SSDs.
This is just the BIOS.
Yeah.
F11 for boot menu.
Yeah. Hit it. No, it just recognizes the that's just the USB, isn't it?
I believe so, yeah.
It's not recognizing the hard drives either, is it?
It recognized one of them.
That's weird.
Very.
Let's see what Windows tells us. They're all hooked up.
Well, I told it to do RAID, and here I tell it I don't have a product key.
We do, but...
Well, I need internet in order to look it up, and I don't want to.
Bother with that later.
Yeah, you don't have to do it.
That looks like it.
The drive partition 4.
What are we looking at? How big are his SSDs?
Only 256.
Is that one?
That's what I'm seeing.
Is that 198 it?
Well, the 237.4 gigabyte, that's it, yeah. Yep, that's what I do. That way I get a clean install.
So Windows recognizes it, but it's not recognizing the other 4. Okay.
Well, I'm not going to worry about it too much yet.
Yeah, you might be able to do something about that in Windows itself.
Right. It should have, when I did a save and reset, allow me to set up the RAID, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of didn't do that.
There might have been one of those options that listed down in the corner.
There was an F6 option that I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, that might have been it. I don't know.
I was expecting it to be like every other RAID on a motherboard that I've seen. And this isn't real RAID, this is fake RAID. But every other one I've seen, you do it during boot time.
Yeah. That's typical. But it didn't ask that.
No. Well, you rated yours. I'm sure yours went that way.
Yeah. Then we changed how it was rated later on because we weren't getting the full thing.
I hate it when I don't have a full thing. No, I don't remember.
Yeah, we changed how it was later on because it was originally a RAID 10 and then we did a RAID 5, I think, to get 2.5 gig or something.
Okay.
Restarting. We lived to restart.
Yeah, we'll get a look at the Instant Flash 11 for boot menu. Here we're going through Windows setup again.
Why is it making it? Oh, because it booted from the thumbstick instead of the SSD.
Yeah, it did. I just don't know why it did. 216 terabyte ready. Okay, I've got that going.
Okay, so that is all recognized as one now.
It should be recognized as one.
Go to boot and see if you see the other drive. I thought this would be where the boot menu would be.
It used to be. We saw it recently.
Yeah.
From onboard LAN, boot beep. We have enabled, although
there's no.
Yeah, it's here.
We'll put that in later. I'm not that bothered by it not being attached. I've never seen a RAID array where you do it from within the where you build the thing from within the BIOS.
I haven't seen that either. This is different for me.
Yeah.
Had I built an array on mine, I suspect it would have been the same.
Is it the same BIOS as yours?
It looks very, very similar.
So how the hell do we get it to let you select what you want to... How do we tell it to boot from the...
I don't know.
Because this does not seem to be seeing that hard drive. Windows saw it.
Select do not launch to not execute both legacy and UEFI option ROM. That didn't make it all the way to English.
Okay, so what the fuck do we do then?
Legacy only. Legacy only. In case that's a legacy card that I have in. But it shouldn't be. It's a PCIe.
Yeah.
Then do I come back in to try again?
I don't know. I don't know what the fuck it's doing. You tell me.
Yeah, it looked like we were going into Windows.
Yeah. Getting ready for what? Windows? Is that
Yeah,
what?
that's what you're getting ready for.
Gonna get ready
How
for
did
a
it
while.
boot? How did it boot to the SSD?
You tell me.
Okay.
It didn't see
I got no clue.
It didn't see the SS. Maybe you made it see the SSD by switching it to legacy.
We can hope.
Yeah. Well, we didn't get into the BIOS to check.
Well, I tried to go back into the BIOS.
It didn't work.
This is the first time I've seen a BIOS that when you make changes, it takes effect the next time, but doesn't show it to you this time as you're exiting.
No.
So far, let's start with the region. Is United States okay? Okay, if we can't put Chad, we'll go with United States. Okay, it doesn't know the audio. All of that's not bad.
Well, I mean, for the audio, we can just install the fucking driver. I'll do that. I'll install the software later. Oh.
Well, we want to get it up enough to run the
Oh yeah, we're gonna back up.
user bench and Cinnabon. No, Cinnabon.
Yeah.
I liked my idea better. Cinnabon's going to be better.
Are we gonna try to do the restore to the hard drive from the?
Yeah, but that's going to take forever regardless. And I need internet in order to download the program.
Yeah, we need internet at this point. Can we plug in your little wireless thing and get internet that way?
I'm hoping so.
That's what I thought. It's my thought. It's me plan. I planned it.
Yes, you did.
Fiji's 3.
Yes! It's going to magically work.
All right. God bless whoever invented plug and play, right?
Well, they happened to get this one right. This one you got to give credit to Microsoft. Sorry.
Yeah.
Natural Ergonomic Keyboard 4000. Okay.
There is a
Device is ready.
a phrase we don't utter around here very often. Give credit to Microsoft for that
Oh,
one.
I know. Elecom trackball. Now that we have wireless, it's going to set things up like crazy.
That's fine. Go ahead.
It's doing a good job without me. Okay, so that's got that taken care of. Microsoft Sludge, you use that to download Chrome, right?
Yeah. or Firefox or Brave or you get the point.
No speakers or headphones are plugged in.
Yeah, we know.
I guess I need display drivers, right?
Yes, we display drivers. So get that from
So, do this and do.
download the latest version of Edge, or download Chrome and ignore Edge from now for all eternity. I will give credit where credit is due. Edge is a much better browser than IE ever was.
Yeah, largely because it's Chromium. But hey, you have to be willing to recognize your limitations, and they realized that they were shitty at building browsers.
I would still rather use Chrome or Brave. I've got Chrome, Brave, and like one other one installed on
Firefox.
My PC. Yeah, Firefox. I've got 3 different browsers installed on my PC. RX 5700.
RX 5700.
Yes.
Except that we chose Legacy, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I think it was. I think that might be a legacy card despite being PCIe. As long as the thing works, I'm happy. Adam will be happy. He'll get him.
Hey, by the way, did you notice that it gave us a higher resolution?
It didn't default to 1024 by 768.
Sign in with Microsoft.
No. No. We're good. There you go.
He may want 150% when he puts it on a TV, but that's
Yeah.
his problem.
Well, he's going to be displaying it at 4K, so he probably will.
Okay.
That
that took care of
This
the radio.
is a little strange. Look at this. Source 1080p 59. Why?
Because it can't quite do 60.
I don't know. This PC should have zero problem running at 60. So unpin that shit. I don't know if he's going to use the Microsoft Store or not.
You don't need it pinned to the taskbar.
No.
Pin that shit.
Get rid of that shit.
Well, in case you get an urge to use it.
Rest assured I won't.
Okay, so I need to go get
Cinebench
Cinebench download.
and the other one. And then we'll have to set it up to run Cinebench through one time. Through R23 is the latest.
This website uses cookies, and which website doesn't?
Yeah, that's something they did over in Europe that requires them to display that.
Oh, jeez. I can't get it from Microsoft because we don't know his login to Microsoft. See, this is where it's even numbered the same. Cinebench R23 offline installer. The jerks, they played bait and switch with us.
Yeah, that's what they did. And then I downloaded the other one, and then I updated the other one, and it took forever.
By the way, notice it does see a DVD read write.
Yeah, so it does see it now. That's good news. That wasn't working on Adam's.
That's because it wasn't plugged in for data.
Just going to put it on the C drive. Did it see the other drive? It should.
I'll argue that it shouldn't.
Why does Windows doesn't have the RAID set up?
We'll look in just a minute.
We'll want to set it up as drive F.
Yes, we will.
Because that's how it was previously, and we're going to try to back everything. We're going to try to put everything back, his entire backup, but it probably won't work because he had it set up so that drive C was two SSDs rated together. And again, don't really know why. You'd have to ask my brother. We don't have it set up that way anymore.
Yeah, we'll do that after we do benchmarks.
I wasn't going to bother to set up his SSDs as a RAID.
No. I'm not setting it up as a RAID. I was just talking about. Before I do Cinebench. Cinebench doesn't test the drives, though, does it?
The other one tests the drives. This one tests the single core clock and multi-core clock. The other tests everything.
I accept.
Okay.
Because if you don't accept,
Click on File. Click on Advanced Benchmark.
okay.
And then we'll...
You want to drive? You did this test the other day.
Okay, I can drive. 10 minutes, okay. And go. And this should be a hell of a lot better.
68, 72.
A vast improvement for sure.
That's like 3 times as fast. Because it was in the 2100 range.
Yeah.
Is what I remember. Somebody's getting 75-14 out of it.
Probably overclocked.
72-20. Which we're not going to do. He can do that if he wants to.
Yeah. But that's a big, big improvement over what it was. Some single core disc.
Yep.
Only time can tell what is to become of me.
Ta-da! 1004?
Yeah, 1004. Wasn't it like 200 on Adams?
I don't remember.
I don't.
You'll have to look it up when you put the video together.
Ryzen 950, 950X just kicks the shit out of it. Look at that.
Yep.
Oh, there's 2600, 1000.
So that's pretty close to where we were. And you can bet that's overclocked.
Ryzen 7. There it is.
1057.
So that's barely off the mark of that.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. Okay. One more test left to do.
Let me to drive for a little bit. Got to reboot so that I can reset the memory speed.
Yep, got to do that. Because it's recognizing it as 2400. But Adam will be happy with this. Much faster PC. I mean, just the vast improvement in scores
Yeah.
between the two benchmarks is just... And he's losing 2 cores and some clock speed.
Yeah.
That's how much better the Ryzen is than FX.
Thank you.
Oh, okay, it did work. Okay. I don't remember. $3,200. There we go. Now we are ready to test
User bench.
user bench. Yes. Fuck, it's called.
I did learn that you can compare like graphics cards.
$75% gaming. Mine didn't score that high on gaming.
Yeah, but remember we had all that crap running.
Yeah. The
This is not bad.
workstation. Yeah. Yeah. Adam should be pleased with this. 90% for the RX 5700. That's...
But you can't get it for $330.
No, I bet you can't.
I wish you could get that price.
Hey, look how much better the hard drive is when it's a single drive.
Yeah, it's very good versus...
Okay, so we need to do that. Memory kit, 85. That's a vast...
See how much difference that makes just doing that?
Yeah, vast improvement.
Unknown team group. It's not unknown if it's team group. Anyway, you can go through that anytime and... Hello.
Hello. Okay, so everything you just saw basically no longer applies to this final build.
Yeah, we had to make some changes. We determined that we couldn't get the raid to work.
Yeah. So basically what happened is after the last bit that you just saw where we ran ran benchmarks on the PC build, we spent about 2 hours trying to figure out how the fuck to get the RAID to work on the B450 motherboard, only to discover that the software is glitchy, and apparently these glitches have not been fixed in 2 years because we found a video from 2018 describing how it was glitchy. Get your shit together, Asrock.
Boy, no kidding. This thing, the way they had it set up, you had to set the BIOS to UEFI instead of BIOS, instead of legacy. And then set the hard drives to RAID, then reboot and come right back into the setup. And then then you could set up the RAID. Well, we also had a card, a 4-port SATA card to run the
SSD and the CD-ROM drive.
Yeah.
DVD-ROM.
Anyway, in order to be able to see that, it couldn't be in UEFI. So after setting up the hard drive, I had to go and turn UEFI off so it would see the legacy drive and boot from the SSD. Kind of a kludge, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
You should be able to do it all in the same way, but that particular combination did work. But we'd already ordered another motherboard because, should he ever have to replace this, what are the odds I'm going to remember how the heck it was I did it?
Yeah, the video that we watched gave step-by-step instructions on how to get Windows to recognize and build a RAID. Then we finally got the software that you're supposed to build the RAID with that comes with the motherboard to work. And it took 5 days. That is not an over-exaggeration.
Nope. Took 5 full days for it to sync.
Took 5 fucking days to build the RAID, and then as soon as you updated Windows, it disappeared.
Yeah, it broke.
And then that was when you were like, fuck this. And you bought an X470.
Much better motherboard. Has 6 SATA ports for one thing, so you didn't have the problem of having a legacy card and a UFO requirement on the motherboard. And because X470s have gone pretty much out of favor, the only one we could get was an MSI, and their BIOS is a lot cleaner than Asrock's. I've got an Asrock on my personal desktop, and it works fine, but I'm not asking it to do RAID on my desktop, so fortunately I hadn't run into this before.
Yeah. And once we got that X470, it actually was relatively smooth sailing to get it all set up and working properly. But that's not to say that there was... okay, well, I should back up a little bit. After he ordered that motherboard, he decided that he wanted to upgrade his server. So he bought a Ryzen 5 3600, 64 gig of RAM, and 2 liquid coolers.
Yeah, one of them's got the RGB color crap that my other son likes. The one I got for the server, I think, is one color, but I probably won't even hook that up.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in color. I'm just interested in it doing cooling.
Yeah. So he decided to give the 3600 to my brother. So the final build of that PC is very different from the one that you watched us build in this video. And I got most of this editing done during the five days, and I'm like, I really don't want to shoot a bunch of more shit and spend a bunch more time editing. So fuck it, we'll just explain here at the end of the fucking video.
I mean, we could have lied to you and told you it was a 2600 that we ended up putting in it, but what would be the point in that?
Yeah, so he's got MSI X470 Game Pro Max
sounds right.
motherboard with 32 gig of DDR4 RAM at 3200, a Ryzen 5 3600 processor, a 512 gigabyte SSD, which was a different SSD than we put in it originally.
Yeah, we also upgraded that while we were at it.
And then 6 terabytes of storage on its RAID 10 across 4 3 terabyte SATA 3 drives.
Plenty of room for all your games.
Yeah. And then the cooler is... Do you know what kind of liquid cooler it is?
It's a Cooler Master ML120L, so it's a single radiator, or a single width radiator. Little easier to find places to put those in. You've got to do more planning to put in a 240. You have to plan your case around that, and this case we were kind of stuck with. This is one he bought.
Yeah, this case wasn't built around the idea of that, or really the idea of cable management.
No. They have the spots in the case for you to run the cables underneath the motherboard, but not room for it if you're going to put the back on it.
Yeah. So it's like, you don't want to see the inside of this case. The cable management looks like a rat's nest that is tied together with zip ties. That's what it looks like.
Yeah. But it works. It's going to work for him, and it's got the pretty colors for him, so I'm okay with it.
Yeah, we need to do one more thing to it, and that is take a Dremel tool to the side panel so that we can get it on, because it turns out that the where we had to put the radiator in order to get the other fans back into the fucking thing, the case fans back into the fucking thing, it's right there where the side panel is, and we can't get it on because that's in the way. So we need to Dremel that shit.
Yeah, Dremel kind of a U shape into the lip of the side case, and we'll be fine. So that's a project for tomorrow.
Yeah, so what
I thought you were going to mention that we needed to activate Windows, which buy your damn Windows, people. Don't steal it.
Yeah. Yeah, we do need to do that. He does have a key. We just haven't entered that yet. I did one other thing to it, and I took the 5700 XT BIOS for his particular brand of card and flashed it onto his 5700, so that should give him about a 10% performance boost, I believe. That was after I recorded this gameplay. What you're looking at here is gameplay of the game Metro Last Light Redux. Recorded at 4K, and I turned off VSync, so if there's any screen tearing, that's why. That's also why you're getting well over 80, mostly between 80 and 90 FPS.
Which is very good.
Yes, very, very good. Especially for running at such a high resolution like that. But yeah, that's the final build. It'll work great for him. I think that's everything we needed to say.
I think I'm out of things to say.
Yeah, so thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe down below. It would be greatly appreciated. We'll talk to you guys. Or if you could share this video, that would help me out a lot. We will talk to you guys next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.